Okay, this is your Monday update, and I'll start with some Fed news from last week. Chairman Powell has indicated interest rates are coming. I know that's been like a broken record, but everyone seems to be on board now that September 18th there will be an interest rate cut. So you can, as far as real estate goes, you can argue that two ways. You can say, well, you should buy now because that's going to spur more demand. But I know there's people on the sidelines that are waiting to get a better interest rate also, so that can be positive too. So heads up on that. That's going to come quick. We're about 3 weeks away from that, and that should be the first rate cut. It's finally here. This week we have the broker update on Wednesday, so we'll be mainly focused around the changes and commissions and contracts because those continue to be the hottest topic right now. So I want to make sure everyone is completely up to date on that. And speaking of that, I want to talk about um, commissions a little bit here again. Hopefully, you've watched my last video. If not, it is on the hub. Go check it out. It talks about the right procedures to make sure that you're getting paid for the work that you do. Now, one question that has come up is, there is going to be a segment of sellers that are not going to offer a commission, a buyer agent commission. So you still can try to get commission from the deal as far as from a seller in the form of seller's concessions. Because obviously we're trying to avoid the buyer outright paying because a lot of buyers can't. So a couple things I want to talk about there with seller's concessions. Um, One, they don't affect limits, loan limits. So um, different loans have different limits of what the seller can give, but the buyer agent commission is exempt from that. So know that because that number can get pretty high, right? If your buyer needs 10,000 in closing costs and you're throwing on 10,000 in commission, that number looks really high. But like I said, that buyer agent commission does not account towards the limits. Um, the other thing is there's really no difference with how it affects appraisal because obviously that's a concern with high seller concessions is how, what if the property doesn't appraise? And what I mean is no different than the old method. It's just you're lumping both figures into one area. There used to be seller's concessions and then they were paying a buyer agent commission. So if you put them both there, your total numbers still are the same. Now, having said that, the reason you probably want this to be your last option is because if the house does not appraise, what's the first thing a seller does when a house doesn't appraise? They come for a reduction in seller concessions, which will come into play in negotiation on your commission, or could. So that's why the other methods that I went over in my last video are much more solid, and we're going to, hopefully proceed with most of our deals being done under broker to broker, buyer agent commission, or seller to broker, buyer agent commission. So hopefully that helps, but also really helps me with your questions. So continue to say, apologizing for keeping to call me, but that's what I need. I need you to call me, tell me what all things that are happening, what other crazy agents are doing or saying. That helps me build my knowledge, and then I can return it to the group. So please keep those coming, keep the questions coming. Let me know what's going on out there. I'm also talking to other brokers and things like that to make sure that we'll get the best um, information out to you so that you can be successful with all the changes. And I think so far, so good, but there's going to be some bumps in the road. So keep those coming. Have a great week, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.